The San Antonio City Council will soon discuss the possibility of bidding for the 2020 Republican National Convention. Facing opposition, a proposal giving San Antonio a shot at a nonstop DC flight won't go before the House. President Donald Trump announces his intent to nominate a former Bexar County Sheriff to be a US Marshal. And the New Orleans Saints select UTSA's Marcus Davenport in the first round of the NFL Draft.
The Green Bay Packers have traded the 14th pick to the New Orleans Saints. With the 14th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
I'm Chance Dorland with your Express Briefing for Friday, April 27th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. And get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. With its abundance of downtown hotels, a renovated Alamo Dome, and an open calendar for August 2020, San Antonio has the capacity to host the next Republican National Convention. But local leaders will soon have to decide whether pursuing the massive event is too costly. Thursday, Mayor Ron Nirenberg announced the City Council will discuss the matter in a private session next week, stressing the importance of objectively weighing the impacts. This week, the issue was catapulted to the forefront locally when Brad Pascale, President Donald Trump's campaign manager, unleashed a storm of tweets slamming Nirenberg as weak-kneed, as well as calling city manager Cheryl Scully mayor. But despite his trolling of Nirenberg, late Thursday, Pascale said in a text message he still hopes San Antonio submits a bid. Earlier in the week, Pascale apparently began making calls to local leaders to push the matter, indicating in an email to Nirenberg that he put his finger on the scale for San Antonio. However, just a month ago, a meeting between local leaders and the chairman of the selection committee signaled there was little interest in pursuing the event, that some sources say would mean an economic impact ranging from $120 to $180 million, while at the same time requiring as much as $70 million in public and private funds. After encountering opposition from the airline industry and D.C. lawmakers, a proposal that would give San Antonio a shot at a nonstop flight directly into Washington, D.C. won't go before the U.S. House of Representatives this week. Thursday, U.S. Representative Henry Cuellar pulled an amendment to a House bill reauthorizing the Federal Aviation Administration from debate that would have allowed airlines to swap out a nonstop route they already fly into Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport for a route that could have connected San Antonio International to the D.C. airfield. In a statement, Cuellar blamed scare tactics and completely false information spread by United Airlines and American Airlines for prompting him to pull the amendment. According to documents provided by Cuellar's office, the airlines collectively claim that Cuellar's proposal would cause dozens of U.S. cities to lose their nonstop flights to Reagan National, jeopardize airline retirees' pensions, and worsen passenger safety. A pair of federal laws limit the amount of air traffic into Reagan National to only 60 arrivals and departures per hour, with another rule prohibiting nonstop flights from cities more than 1,250 miles from the D.C. airport. Cuellar's amendment would have permitted airlines to exchange a nonstop route they already fly for one that flies to a destination outside that 1,250-mile perimeter, a move that would have put San Antonio and San Diego International Airports into play for a possible nonstop into the heart of the District of Columbia. Thursday, President Donald Trump announced his intent to nominate former Bexar County Sheriff Suzan Pomerleau to be the next U.S. Marshal for the San Antonio-based Western District of Texas. If confirmed by the Senate, the retired Air Force Major General will become the first woman to run the Marshal Service for that district, replacing a now retired interim marshal who filled the post after the last politically appointed marshal, Robert Almonte, resigned under pressure in 2016. Pomerleau also was the first woman to serve as the Bexar County Sheriff. The president has to officially nominate her, followed by a confirmation process. An arm of the Justice Department, the Marshal Service is the country's oldest federal law enforcement agency, with duties including judicial and courthouse security, fugitive apprehensions, and asset forfeiture. And Marcus Davenport joins David Morgan II as the only UTSA football players to be selected in the NFL Draft. Selected in the first round by the New Orleans Saints as the 14th pick of the 2018 NFL Draft.
His upside is off the charts. He's almost 6'6", 264 pounds. And when you're talking about an edge rusher, DJ, he's raw but gifted. I love his motor, his body type, and how raw he is coming out of school reminds me a lot of Ziggy Ansah.
Last season, the 6'6", 265-pound Davenport was Conference USA's Defensive Player of the Year with 8.5 sacks, 17.5 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and 4 pass breakups. And that's your daily San Antonio Express News briefing for Friday, April 27th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. I'm Chance Dorland.